Hey everyone, Coach Michael here. So based on my last video, I got a lot of questions about, okay, I've identified my sticking point. I know what my weak muscle is. So how do I train it? How do I change my training program so that I can get stronger? So what I'm going to go through is the 5 steps that you need to take so that you can change your training program so that you can get stronger in your weaker muscle groups. So the 5 steps are, step 1, we're going to work out your rep range. Step 2, we're going to work out what the optimal volume is. Step 3, we're going to work out what the optimal frequency is. Step 4, we're going to determine the sets. And then step 5, I'm going to show you how to practically implement it. So step number 1, you're going to determine what rep range you're going to use. Now, this is the easy part. To get stronger, you have to lift heavier weights. And when you lift heavier weights, you can only perform a low amount of reps. So basically what you're going to do is, for your large muscle groups, you're going to perform within the 1 to 5 rep range. Now the only caveat is for smaller muscle groups, where you're basically going to be doing more isolation, single joint movements. Say for instance, if you've got weak triceps, you're going to do like a tricep extension. So that you don't overstretch the joint, so you don't overstretch your elbow, you're not going to perform that heavy. Heavy enough, but not so heavy. So you're going to sit between the 5 to 8 rep range. So to recap, for large muscle groups, 1 to 5 reps. For smaller muscle groups, 5 to 8 reps. Step 2, we have to work out what is the optimal volume that we're going to use. Now before we can even determine how many sets we're going to perform, we must know what is the optimal volume. What's the total amount of reps we need to perform per muscle group per week. Now combined with years of experience, scientific research and expert recommendations, it's been shown that for large muscle groups, you must perform between 60 to 120 reps per muscle group per week. And for smaller muscle groups, that's 30 to 60 reps per muscle group per week. So now we know our rep range, we know how much total reps we need to perform in a week per muscle group. Now we're going to move into step 3. What is the optimal frequency? This is basically how many times per week you will train a specific muscle. Now again, combined with years of experience, scientific research, and expert recommendations, it's been shown that the optimal frequency to train a muscle group is twice per week. Therefore, if you're training twice per week, then you're basically going to cut the optimum volume in half. So therefore, for large muscle groups, per workout, you're going to do 30 to 60 reps. And for small muscle groups, per workout, you're going to do 15 to 30 reps. Now, a question you might be asking is, okay, you've given us a range of reps we need to do. Do I perform the low end of the range, the high end, the middle end? Which one is it? So for strength training, if that's your goal, you're basically going to set towards the low end of the range. Now, the next question you might ask is, why do smaller muscle groups have a smaller range and a smaller total volume than larger muscle groups? And the main reason for this is that basically small muscle groups get hit indirectly when you're training the larger muscle groups. So basically when you're training chest, your triceps are also going to be accumulating volume. So now that you have your rep range locked in, you have how many total reps you need to perform per muscle group, per workout, the next is to basically divvy it up into sets. So that moves us on to step 4, determining what sets we're going to do. And this is really just a simple mathematical equation. Now I'm going to show you basically some common recommendations, how to split up the sets to perform X amount of reps. So here they are on the screen. So the final step, step 5, how do we put this information into action? Okay, so let's look at what we've learned. We know that we have to stick between 1 to 5 reps for large muscle groups, 5 to 8 reps for smaller muscle groups. We know we have to train them twice a week, and we know in each workout we have to perform between 30 to 60 reps for large muscles and half of that for small muscles. So I'm going to flash up on the screen now what it would actually look like if chest was your weak muscle group and you wanted to build strength in your chest. So basically, as you can see there, there's 2 exercises. Both exercises accumulate approximately 24 reps each. which basically means that the total volume that you're going to perform in that workout for that muscle group is 48 reps. And that's perfect. That's within the 30 to 60 rep range of what we need for optimal volume. And that's it. We're done. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, go ahead, implement this new strategy and enjoy your new strength.